Yo, what's up, guys? My party people, my peeps, my peepettes, my peoples. Uh, yeah. So we got 10 games from my childhood that I picked up throughout 2019. So that's from January till December. First, this is not a top 10, so I don't want to be held to the standard of what's dope and what's not dope. I'm just going to show you 10 games that I got from 2019 that I had in my childhood. First, Final Fantasy VII. Yes, I know, very cliche. I'm very excited though for the release in March of the remastered. It looks like a remastered remake. To be honest, it's kind of nothing like what we used to play, but they do have two modes: the turn-based style, and then they have the like free roam turn-based style kind of combat that the recent Final Fantasies have had. Final Fantasy VII, made in 1997. However, we did not have this game in 1997. We had got this game somewhere in the very early 2000s, I believe, '03. We had my brother actually had got it. I was with him pretty much every step of the way of him playing it, and then later on in my life, I had beat it, but I seen him beat it from start to finish, from meeting up with Barrett to the end face of Sephiroth. So I love this game. I love everything about this game. I love turn-based style games. I love all these games. Give me that warm little feeling that the you guys call it nostalgia. I think this game has, I believe it was 3 discs. Yes, and it was loaded with all sorts of for the 90s. You guys gotta think we've come a long way in a video game world from the 80s or even the 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s, and even so recently we went from PS3 and PS4 to now going to PS5 and Xbox Series X. Nintendo Switch Pro will be coming out soon, most likely. So that going from an Atari and the paddles and the Pong and all that, from what we see now and even computer games, I love it. I love this game. I am going to be beating it this winter before March comes, and that is when Final Fantasy VII remastered, remake, however you want to say it, is coming out. Second, Battle Assault 2 Gundam. Gundam Battle Assault 2. If you guys haven't played it, I have this in another video of mine. I'm going to have gameplay up as you've seen with Final Fantasy VII. Gonna have it up for Battle Assault 2. I cannot get enough of this game. Now that I've grown older, I've gotten away from player versus player, two-dimensional combat, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Killer Instinct type of style games. They just kind of lost that pizzazz to me. I know games that I'll still play this day that are kind of new is I'll always give the Dragon Ball Fighter Z a go. I haven't bought it just because I get kind of, tired of those kinds of games sometimes, so I don't. But the games like Dead or Alive 5, you get variety in the characters and how it fight, the functionality, the gameplay, all of it, the characters, the stages, the interaction of the stages. So games like that can keep me lured in for a little bit. But the Gundam Battle Assault 2, this game came out in '02. Me and my brother went to a friend's house of his. We would play Yu-Gi-Oh, and he showed me this game one day just because he knew that we both loved Gundam. We love all the anime. So any of the old school '90s from Ninja Resurrection and Ninja Scroll and Kenshin and all that in Gundam all the way to now. So we're big fans of anime, and coming across the anime video games at that time that wasn't DBZ really was really hard to find. And even then, the DBZ games from the 90s up until the first Budokai came out, there was a lot for older systems, like the Super Nintendo, regular Nintendo, and things like that, Game Boy. But for the PlayStation or 64, anything like that, they didn't have a whole lot. They did have some. They had Ultimate Battle 22. They had Dragon Ball GT Final Bout. Those games guys should definitely pick up. So yeah, the Gundam Battle Assault 2 is a really good game. I love the mechanics of fighting with robots, and I love Gundam. And they did it the most. I can't disagree with anything they did with that game. There's nothing I could complain about. It's realistic of how you would think a robot would fight. It goes to the heart of the show. I love that game. So I went a little on about it. Okay, we're going to move into the PS2 era of gaming. I had tracked down at a local, like garage sale with it's a guy in town that kind of travels from the mall and certain like flea markets and swap meets, things like that. He had Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3, and he had it for I believe like $5 or $7. I got this for a really good deal. I know it's not maybe going for like 30 or 40, but it's still a pretty good deal to have it right now. I came home right and played it. The Budokai series, actually in general though, 1, 2, and 3 are probably some of my favorite fighting games ever, and definitely up there with my favorite Dragon Ball Z games ever. This game, as you'll see, it has Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. It has a numerous amount of the fusions. It had a different world tournament mode, had a universe mode. You can edit your skills and make your power-ups 2 times as strong, or like your moves, your blast. So like a Kamea wave, you can make that 2 times the strength if you equip 2. So there's like little capsule like skills that you can get, and that's how you unlock a lot of the forms. And if you beat the Dragon Universe mode with a certain character and you collect all the Dragon Balls, then you can get a capsule called Goku Breakthrough or Vegeta Breakthrough, Gohan Breakthrough. And the breakthrough means that it unlocks all their skills, whether you have them or not. It unlocks all of them for that character, and it gives them a double power-up automatically. So instead of having to, because it takes up, so you have like, I think it was 10 or 12 slots to put items, and based off of how you want to customize your fighter is if you get double Kamei waves, you get Super Saiyan 1, 2, and 3, stuff like that. So the breakthrough takes up that whole skill space, but it unlocks all of them. So it's pretty neat. It doesn't give you like the supplemental type things like a vest or something to boost your power from like a sensu bean or something like that. It doesn't give you any of those type of things, but it still unlocks all of the moveset. I love Dragon Ball Z Budokai. I can't say too much about it. I'm actually on Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi, patiently waiting for Kakarot, as me and my buddy Tracy been saying. So these are, yeah, Budokai. Pick it up. WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2006 came out in 2005. One more thing. So on the front of this game used to be 2 guys, and now they just gone. Just leave that. I don't know what happened. Can't see either one. This is my favorite wrestling game, almost period. If Day of Reckoning 1 and 2 never existed, I vouch by this game so much. This game is a beautiful masterpiece. It has GM mode. It has like a career mode. It has the story mode. It has all sorts of types of single hardcore gimmick matches. I love this game. I love all the characters that have on it. I have the legends that they have on it. I like how there's backstage brawls, parking lot brawls. There's all of it. I love this game. The controls are kind of iffy, just because if you going back in that time, and even I remember playing it the first time, it had its own new kind of set to the way you did the grapples and sprinting and locking, or not locking on, but switching targets, moving. You use the D-pad, not the analog as you would think. So I love this game, and it's not just because Batista's on it. Some of you may know, as you can tell right above me, right here. Batista is that guy, going into WWE Hall of Fame. It's about time, even though he could have went a long time ago. It's another story for another day. Love WWE 06. SmackDown versus Raw was the days. Can we all just have a moment of silence for the times? Make wrestling games great again. Okay. Kingdom Hearts 2. I don't care. I understand some of these games may be overrated or just, I get it. I get it. The hype was a lot. But dang it, man. Dang it. The original. This is the original. I understand they've made a 2.5 mix, and then they made a final mix, and then they made a disc with all of the games that I have on my PlayStation 4 downloaded. It was a remaster of the remasters, because they remastered the PS3, then they remastered 1 and 2 and a few other ones that they like, Rechain of Memories, and they remastered again for the PS4, but they put it all on one disc right before Kingdom Hearts 3 dropped. But this is my favorite game of the series. This to me matched the story of 1. I don't know if it surpassed it, because the story of 1 it's a lot, and it's really thought-provoking. I think you guys should, if you never played it or if you have played it, it's just one of those games you could really appreciate. It was way ahead of its time. The Kingdom Hearts 3 was made 15 years later. Has the same sort of game style, maybe added, they changed some smaller things, the little things I think in Kingdom Hearts 3 they made better. But either way, with or without those little things, Kingdom Hearts 2 is probably one of my favorite games ever. I have this discussion with friends all the time. If I get stuck on an island, what 3 games am I taking? Skyrim, and that's thanks to one person in particular, but a few of my friends have always played it, and I've always kind of shunned it, because once again, the hype was just too big. It wasn't in my wheelhouse of games that I played. That's why you try new things, ladies and gentlemen. 2, Spider-Man PS4, all day, and it's not even a debate. You gotta take a Spider-Man game, period. Last one, it was between a DBZ game, and that could change with Kakarot. One of these could get kicked out, but there'll be most likely be Skyrim, if Kakarot is very long and dope like I want it to be. But the number 1 is Kingdom Hearts 2, and I could beat it in 37 hours, but hey, what's 37 hours to infinity when you're playing your favorite game? Now we're gonna move into Nintendo. So to give you guys a little context to how I am going from system to system to system, kind of, as you'll see, I have two more systems to go. I would always get the Nintendo consoles, and my older brother would always get the Sony consoles, which at the time was just PlayStation 1, he had the time, and then PlayStation 2, but he had the Sega, I believe, and he had his own Super Nintendo. Me and my brother, my other brother, because I had three brothers, well, I have four, but three brothers, because that's the ones that we lived together, us three. Me and the brother that was closest in age to me, the middle son, he and I would get the Super Nintendo, the regular Nintendo, with the flip lid, and the 64 we got on Christmas. I got a GameCube for Christmas, and then I got a Wii for Christmas or a birthday gift. And we've had Game Boy, the gray one that takes the 4 batteries. We've had the Game Boy Yellow, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy SP. I don't believe we had a DS. It was starting to get out of the range of stuff we wanted to play at that time. So yeah, we had a lot of the systems. It was mostly getting them maybe a year or two after they were out, because we couldn't, afford getting them just like day one or anything, or year one. Sorry for that ramble. Just to give you a little context, we're only 13 minutes. Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2. These are going to be separate, but I'm going to talk about them together. These games were so ahead of their time. I know Pokemon Sword and Shield have just recently came out. I actually have Pokemon Shield. Going from this to this on a console is so similar but different, and I love it. They have a lot of similarities. I know you can't say that Stadium 1 and 2 are not a blueprint of Sword and Shield and Pokemon XD and Pokemon Coliseum. All those games are a blueprint off of Pokemon Stadium, which is a blueprint off of Pokemon Red, Yellow, and Blue, and Leaf Green in Japan at the time. So these games were dope. You could get on the like Game Boy Color with your game. If you had Pokemon Yellow, Red, or Blue, you could put it in a transfer pack like this. Put it in the bottom of your 64 controller. Then you put this, which is my, what are we in now? My seventh choice here, sixth choice. You would put that in, and then you could play your game off of the Nintendo on your TV. No more problems with the Game Boy in the dark and needing the worm link so you can get the light, and playing with the street lights in between each, like I'm gonna move 5 feet until I can get to the next light, or you just strain your eyes and you try to get some sort of reflection, like somebody thought you was waving the air with a fan, or you was just a crazy mofo. And I love it to this day. So now I either play Pokemon Yellow off of the 64, or I have the Game Boy Advance SP with the double backlight. So there's the 001 and the 101. And the 101 has a backlight and a double backlight. And the other one just has the regular like Game Boy Color screen and then a backlight if you touch it. So I either play with that or the 64. This game had mini games. It has gym leader battles. It has trainer challenges. It has free battle. It's so many things. Like it has like an actual stadium part in the big stadium that you guys will see. It says Stadium Across, I think, on the main the third screen that you go into where you can pick where you want to go, and it has the Game Boy Tower. It has so many things. So I love this game. It was way ahead of its time. I'm glad they made Pokemon Sword and Shield. It seems to be a more advanced version of that, and I love it. No complaints with it. Stadium, Shield, Pokemon, the games are always a good thing for me. Super Smash Bros. Melee. This game came out 2001. I'm pretty sure we got it in 2003 or 2. The hours put into this game cannot even be explained. It was a tremendous amount of time we spent on this game. Most like a lot of kids from the late 80s and the 90s that played games in that era. This game, there's a reason why from Smash Bros. 64, and then it went so hard in the paint, as the kids say, on Melee. And now you got you have Ultimate, which I have right here. Check this out. Get you a little zoom in. Come on, camera. Well, there we go. Smash Bros. Ultimate. So to go from the cartridge games to the GameCube game to the Wii games, and now we have this little piece right here. And the lineage of Smash Bros. is very legendary at this point. It can't go unsaid what that game has done for a lot of people. The money that is built for people to go do tournaments and them to keep making these games, and it's provided a lot of like young people like outlets and ways to be successful in ways and have a healthy venting way. So I love Smash Bros. For everything that does, and it's just one of the dopest arena, ballerina, smash fighting type of games that you could ever play. And it started its own thing way before anybody ever wanted to start it. I don't have the cartridge. It is in the 64. I forgot to grab it. Curse you, Dave. But the next one is on 64, and it is GoldenEye 007. James Bond. I'm going to just show y'all the menu. Y'all know where to go from here. No need for gameplay. We know what it was like. That is... You want to talk about Call of Duty. Man, I'm pretty sure a few fights done started over that. A few hurt feelings done happened because of that. A few friendships and brotherhoods and sisterhoods done crumbled over that. A few 64s have overheated. A few controllers just done lost the stick, and it's just millennials. People are still playing that game, okay? We just gonna go on. Last, very not in the least, I chose this because I could kill two birds with one stone. And I also love how they set this game up. Not just the case, but the menus. How they gave you all the extra things like after you beaten Ocarina of Time. So Zelda, and this is the collection edition. Let's look on the back, and I'll have a video of this up, so don't worry. This had Legend of Zelda 1, like from way back in the day. Legend of Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Once you beat that, it had the the what was it technically called? So after you beat Zelda Master Quest, I believe that's what it was called, they give you the Master Quest edition, and you can play backwards. Like the stages and everything's kind of flipped. I have not beaten it on the GameCubes I currently have, but I have beaten this game, like these games, on the GameCube I had whenever I was an actual kid. I don't have that one anymore, and I don't have the memory card, so I apologize. Then you had Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time, you know. And then it had a demo for Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, which I currently have and I am currently playing. And one of these days, I'm going to be doing my top 10 Legend of Zelda games of all time. So, I love Legend of Zelda. I ain't gonna lie. And I know a lot of these games on this list were overrated or talked about a lot or hyped, where everyone played it, and we get it, Dave. But dang it, I got fond memories of playing these games by myself whenever I was either sick or bored, or just, this is the first few games like I really got into by myself as a gamer, and I was able to just smash and destroy and like come into my own as a gamer, not like be the guy that can't beat them, because I like video games, and I think no matter what it is, we all like to succeed at anything that we're trying to do. Doesn't matter what it is. I got a lot of fond memories playing these games with my brothers, with my cousin Sean, with my buddy Kevin, with my buddy Tracy. I got a lot of people I played a lot of these games with. My cousin Marcus, my cousin Courtney. So I love these games. These games hold up over time. I suggest you guys, if you haven't played them, go play them. If you haven't played them in a while and you're like, oh, maybe I can pick up. None of these games really are over $30. Some of them have went up in value, some of them haven't. But most of these games you can find around town. Sorry, the a lot. You can find around town. You can find on eBay. You can find on Amazon, Mercari, Facebook Marketplace, Instagram. I know there's a place called Game Tower. I know there's a few places. GameStop actually has a retro section for video games. So if you want to check that out, you can check out all these games and more on there, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, let me know if you guys played any of these games in the comments. If you didn't like any of my choices, if you have a certain top 10, or if you have 10 games that you picked up, any games that you picked up the past year that took you back to your childhood, or just some retro games that you didn't necessarily get the chance to play, you just remember them being out. Thank you guys for liking and subscribing to the channel and watching all the other videos. And if you're new here, go check some out the other ones. Subscribe, hit the like button, tell me what you think. Appreciate you guys for stopping by.